Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Nick Lawrence, and I'm probably the luckiest guy in the world because I get to talk to some incredible people like today's very special guest. But I'm not only the luckiest guy, I'm also the healthiest as a result of knowing her. For someone who has three, not one, not two, but three of America's most common names, Susan Smith Jones, her message is anything but ordinary. When Susan sent me an advance copy of her new book, Be Healthy, Stay Balanced, I was thrilled to read it because her work has totally changed my life. Be Healthy, Stay Balanced is no exception to a long line of powerful books and audio programs that this incredible lady has created. After reading it, I had a strong desire, no, let me say an insatiable hunger to know more. And so, she's granted me a no-holds-barred question and answer session where I can ask absolutely anything I want about nutrition, exercise, and healthy lifestyle choices. Welcome, Susan. It's so good to see you.
Thank you, Nick. It's actually wonderful to be here.
There must be some mechanism for obesity. And so what's the best strategy to lose the fat and keep it off, in your opinion?
Well, perfect, and it's not difficult to do, but most people aren't aware of this. They think if they eat certain foods, it will boost their metabolism. But contrary to popular belief, the control mechanism for obesity is not diet, it's muscle metabolism. So here's Physiology 101.
Okay.
Your basal metabolic rate is the rate at which your body utilizes energy, or in other words, how efficiently your body burns calories. When metabolism is higher, you burn more fat and have an easier time losing weight or fat or maintaining your ideal body weight. So you can feed your muscles, Nick, the best food in the world or the best vitamin supplements, but if exercise is not part of the plan, they won't burn up the calories in those foods. Here's what's important to remember. You need aerobic exercise to burn the fat out of your muscles, and then you need to add weight training to build muscles, which in turn increases metabolism. But you also want to eat smaller, more frequent meals throughout the day to keep your metabolism stoked. I'm sure, Nick, at night when you lie awake and you can't go to sleep, you probably wonder, don't you, how sumo wrestlers get so big.
I've thought about that every night.
This last week.
This last week, exactly.
Well, they fast and then they gorge themselves with food. So as you can see, this approach is absolutely counterproductive if your goal is to lose fat.
Susan, one of the biggest complaints that people have today is that they just simply don't have enough energy. People are always looking for ways to increase their energy, and I'm wondering whether or not this lack of energy is somehow tied for people in the way they eat and live. Is that lack of energy tied into their lifestyle in some sense?
Well, without a doubt. I mean, you look at people around you, people with their stress-filled lives and people with family and work and social obligations. Many of us seem to be overextended and busy and always stressed out and totally overwhelmed. And that's why many people usually turn to coffee or other caffeine-laden beverages or sweets to get that quick energy buzz when they're feeling drained, often around mid-afternoon. And the result is that old crash and burn pattern which leaves you feeling even more lethargic after the buzz wears off. But luckily there are some steps that you can take to gain energy in many healthy ways. First of all, and we've already talked about this, make sure you get enough sleep. Mm-hmm. That should be a non-negotiable practice. And then regarding food, as I mentioned earlier, choose to eat frequent, smaller meals to keep your energy levels sustained, because that helps to keep metabolism stoked, and then you don't feel deprived, your blood sugar level doesn't get too low, and it also helps to lower your cholesterol. And of course, stay well hydrated so you don't feel sluggish, because as I said earlier, if you don't drink enough water, that's one of the number one reasons why we get fatigued during the day.
Okay, here's the $64,000 question.
No, there's inflation.
It's inflation has driven that up. But for the people who are listening, we'll just say it's a $64,000 question. And I guess we can thank Dr. Atkins for this. What about carbs? I mean, today we hear everything there is about carbs. Do you recommend cutting out all carbs?
No, I'm glad you asked that, and no, I don't. You definitely want to cut out the simple carbs, such as foods made with white breads and sweets and pastas, but you don't want to eliminate all carbs from your diet. Complex carbs like your whole grains, starchy vegetables like sweet potatoes and squash, and beans, for example. Those are the carbohydrates that can help sustain your energy levels. Now, to help simplify things for the readers, in my book, Be Healthy, Stay Balanced, I put together the healthiest foods and accompanying recipes that help increase energy, accelerate fat loss, heal the body, and promote vibrant health. And the great thing is that all of these foods that I recommend are helpful no matter your health condition or goal. You also might want to listen to my audio program, Everyday Health, Pure and Simple, because that covers in detail foods and nutrition and other lifestyle choices to help us all be vibrantly healthy, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
Which are the best foods for us to eat?
I'd say green vegetables, and here's why. In a review of 206 human epidemiological studies, green vegetables showed the strongest protective effect against heart disease, cancer, arthritis, obesity, high blood pressure, and diabetes compared to all other foods. And yet, unfortunately, only 1 in 500 Americans consumes enough calories from vegetables to assure this defense. So clearly, green vegetable consumption, as high as possible, is associated with powerful protection against disease. That's why the cornerstone of any heart-healthy, cancer-protective, longevity-favorable diet is to eat as many raw and steamed vegetables as you can, because the more of these superfoods you eat, the higher the nutrient density your diet will be. And here's the key. If you eat lots of raw foods and lots of plant-based foods, you'll see a difference in how you feel and look within 2 to 3 days of upgrading your diet, getting more sleep and exercise, of course, breathing more deeply, focusing on the positive, and cultivating an attitude of gratitude for all of your blessings. Nick, I thought about this as I was driving over to your studio today, and what occurred to me is that as the graying of America creates serious new challenges for an already ailing healthcare system, my books, Be Healthy, Stay Balanced, my Hay House series, The Healing Power of Nature Foods, and my audio program, Everyday Health, Pure and Simple, my goal in these programs' titles was to offer new insight into taking charge of your body, mind, and spirit to maintain optimum health in a world of synthetic foods and overwhelming mental and environmental pollution.
Susan, I certainly want to thank you so much for taking the time to visit with me. It's been such a joy to get to know you better and to learn actually how to take better care of myself. And while the listeners can't see you, I'm sitting across from someone who looks about 20 years younger than her age.
Thank you.
No, it's great. It's incredible because you do live the philosophy that you talk about. And I'm gladly recommending her book, Be Healthy, Stay Balanced, and all of her books and audio programs to my friends and all of my radio shows across the country.